This video right here will be the most important video you ever watch in regards to helping you permanently reverse your erectile dysfunction for good. And brother, if you're actually serious about this, I know you've heard this a million times, but you'll want to watch to the end of the video because you're going to need to combine everything that I talk about for the fastest results humanly possible. Sound good? Now, I want to break this up for you to make it easy to understand who this video is for. This video right here is for generally healthy men who don't know what's causing their ED. Like me, right? I was a healthy 29-year-old, just my erections didn't work. And also, like, you don't have actual health concern, right? Like diabetes or prostate issues, and you're not taking crazy medications that affect your erections, okay? Generally healthy. Or you actually know that you suffer from PIED, okay? This video is for you. And now that you know this video is for you, there's two kinds of men who should keep watching this video right now. Number one, single guys who struggle to even go out and date because you're afraid of things going too well. And if things go well and it heads to the bedroom, you know you're screwed. And second, guys in relationships who have it even worse, right? You have to be reminded night after night, going to bed next to your partner and constantly acknowledging that you're just too inadequate to give her any pleasure. And you go to bed every night feeling less than a man. But whether you're single or in a relationship, we know how that feels in that moment, right? When things are going pretty good and you're laughing and you're flirting and you're even kissing her, right? Then you start holding her hand and you get into that Uber to head home and you're feeling like tonight could be different. Things might actually work tonight, but as you take off your shirt and you both get ready for some passion, you start to panic because nothing's happening downstairs. It's like someone killed the power switch, and we know how it goes from there, right? You try to start that fire between your legs and she gives you some help, but what happens? Nothing's working. You're here, she's here, you're both ready, and this is what nature has programmed us to do. Why is this not working? Bro, I've been here too many times. Feel your pain. In fact, this story was actually a story about me during my battle with erectile dysfunction. The anxiety that forces its way in, the inadequacy, the shame around my actions that actually caused me to even struggle with erectile dysfunction in the first place. It's horrifying to think that men in their 40s, 30s, and even 20s are struggling to get hard, healthy erections without the assistance of something artificial. And that's the problem. The only things you're ever going to be told about how to reverse your erectile dysfunction always come from external sources. Change your diet, work out more, take a pill for that. Or worse, just put a balloon in your penis and pump it up when you want to have sex. It's not your fault, brother. Everything is stacked against you. If those quick fixes actually help reverse erectile dysfunction, then you won't have to rely on them any longer. And that just doesn't work for them, right? They like you right where you are, dependent on pills, never finding the actual solution to your problem. So who the hell am I to be going toe to toe with the powers that be and actually help you to reverse your erectile dysfunction permanently? My name is Eric Lougheed. I was born in Portland, Oregon, and you might have even listened to some of the podcasts I was featured in, like Going Pro Yoga, or the Self-Esteem and Confidence podcast, or my podcast with Minerva Gross. But I wasn't always a coach helping men reverse their ED permanently. When I was 29, I actually suffered with ED, all right? And this was my plague in life for years. I thought that I could just practice lasting longer while I jerked off to porn, that the next time I got with the woman, I'd be the best she ever had. But it was a hard pill to swallow. When I finally did meet up with a beautiful girl, everything was going perfectly according to plan, right? We made it back to her place. We started taking off each other's clothes. At one point, she was doing her thing to me, and I couldn't believe it. I was staying soft. After all my practicing to porn, here was this amazing girl who I found super attractive going, yeah, and not only was I not the best she ever had, but I couldn't even get hard enough for sex. Talk about feeling less than a man. I was worthless. My dick couldn't even get hard with a hot woman. I felt so bad. I struggled over the next year, searching for the answer. The magic potion, the pill, the cream, the herbal blend, and yes, I even tried penile injections to solve this. I knew there had to be something that I could take that would magically transform my penis back to health. But my situation just got worse. I fell into a depression. I started drinking heavily. I started isolating myself to my house because I started hating myself. I knew that nobody else wanted to be around me. And my ED got so bad, in fact, the only thing that brought me any kind of satisfaction or accomplishment was chasing my orgasm while I masturbated to porn with a soft penis. Even though I was squeezing as hard as I couldn't even get hard to porn. Finally, I hit this mental wall, or maybe rock bottom, if you will. I understood that finally I definitely needed some help. I just could not do this on my own. And this isn't some sales pitch, but perhaps you're at that point right now. You can honestly just look at your life and, no judgment, and nothing is working. You've tried everything. You've changed your diet. You've fixed your nutrition, your fitness routine, your testosterone levels are fine, and you're just not solving the problem, right? Keep listening because we're getting to the good part. When I finally found my mentor who taught me everything that I needed to do to actually reverse my ED forever, I did everything he told me. I did not question him once because he was the expert and I was in desperate need of help. And in less than 8 weeks, I was completely back to normal. My confidence returned, my mental health returned, and my results were so phenomenal that he actually hired me to work for him so I could help his other students get the same results that I got. For over 5 years, my job was to get men results following this system. And with my coach's blessing, I'm now working for younger men, right? Men in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, but they've developed erectile dysfunction. Men like I was when I was 29 and overall pretty healthy, just my erections were non-existent. So you're probably thinking now, wow, like 8 weeks, this could all be over for me, huh? And the answer is absolutely, but not without some key points of distinction around your mindset, okay? If you're looking for a pill, a pump, a cream, a shot, a cattle prod, penis zapper, or otherwise a magic potion like I was searching for, you're never gonna reverse your erectile dysfunction. And that was my biggest epiphany moment when I realized that every single quick fix designed and marketed to men struggling with erectile dysfunction was actually just a band-aid at best, and at worst, they're dangerous, right? They build up a dependence so that when you ever have the courage to stop taking them, you're even worse off, which makes you get back on them because you don't know any other way. Well, bro, this is the other way. This is the method of how you reverse your erectile dysfunction that you're never going to hear from any of those major companies because there just isn't a business model attached to actually helping you. Like, how are they going to make billions if they actually help you? But I've walked in your shoes, brother. I felt how you feel. And for me, it's not about draining your bank account for the rest of your life. I actually want to see you get past this and level up in your life and create the life of your dreams, right? And not let this one chapter be the last chapter of your life because you couldn't get over it, all right? So let's get deeper into this. What makes my method so much more effective and permanent that not even those major companies' products can do for you? Well, remember my stories about not getting an erection when I was with that hot girl doing her thing? And then when I was jerking off to porn with a softie? Well, something was going on there. The real cause of ED that no one ever talks about. And guess what, man? It's not poor blood flow like you've been told. That's what everybody talks about. But it's not the cause. That's just the symptom. Okay, so listen up. The problem was that my penis was practically numb, all right? I was using the freaking G.I. Joe Kung Fu grip of death, okay? I could have been using vice grips for all that mattered, and I wouldn't have felt anything, all right? So I want you to think for a moment. The last time that you experienced erectile dysfunction, how did you know? Obviously, you were soft, but did you try to get hard? Naturally, right? Like, that's what we're trained to do. We're hardwired for this. And when you didn't get hard, what did you do? You just squeezed harder, right? You rubbed a little faster, right? And that works sometimes for some guys, but for the rest of us, it either sends us over the edge and we orgasm from the overstimulation, or like me and millions of other men, we just stay soft because we can't feel anything and we hate ourselves even more. So I need you to really think about your last situation or situations. If this is true for you, then you have a very high likelihood that you can reverse this. Because let's go a step further into the workings of your healthy body. What causes blood flow? Your heart, right? So when you rub your penis, your heart just magically pumps blood only to there? No, your penis gets stimulated and sends signals to the brain, which send signals to the heart to pump blood to the penis. So if your brain never gets the signals from your penis, then your heart will never pump the blood that it needs to go to the penis. All right? You might need to re-listen to that last part again. All right? So the thing that sets Morningwood Academy apart from every other company out there is that we focus on resensitizing the penis. Then we unclog the communication lines from the penis to the brain and to the heart and then back. Okay? Those things might be overgrown due to some poor habits on your part. But the best part is, this process is repeatable. It works as long as you follow the system. So I want you to hear a few of my testimonials from my students and listen to what they're saying about Morningwood Academy. What are the results now that we've been working together?
Yeah, I think the result has been amazing, and then the way you teach, the technique that you teach is actually tackle the ED problem, and the root focus, the partner activity actually helps me, and then and yeah, it's just amazing because I can actually see the results, and I just keep doing it until that I got a girl, you know, do the thing that you do, and then yeah, one day somehow we have sex and
Mhm.
I can actually able to perform, you know? So I was like,
Nice.
holy shit, this thing is actually working. Like, so that kind of gives me a hope, you know? That kind of blow my mind at that moment. I'm like, holy, it's working now. And then one day the result will hit, but you just need to be patient.
Yes. It's like building a brick wall. It's like nothing's sexy about putting the stuff on a brick and then putting it down. That's only one brick, right? That's not cool. Then the second brick, you take another one, boom. Like that's not cool. But after you do it for enough time, you start to see, oh my gosh, like look at this wall I just built, and that's the kind of idea behind this is like guys, they come in with all these bad habits, but it's like to actually learn something new, to learn something new and then believe in the process and follow the process. It creates there's a period of time where it's not like you start on day one and you get those results instantly. There's the building phase. You have to build that before you actually start to see the results. And but you did it. You built the wall, you did the actions, and now you're able to get the results out of it. Would you recommend this to any other guy who might be struggling?
Yeah, definitely. Especially the guy who is ashamed of this, you know. I think like even the people around me, I also know like a couple people they struggle with this. They get like performance anxiety. It may sound very like small, just like performance anxiety, but then actually impact other area too. It's
Oh
it's
yeah.
not just performance anxiety, you know. It really makes you less a man and you're not confident when you talk to girls. And
Mm-hmm.
like some people will say that like, you know, you just got to do it. You just got to do it. You know, got to go talk to a girl. But then it's like, how are you gonna fucking talk to a girl if you know you cannot get hard?
Yeah.
It's it's fucking absurd, you know? It's hard. It's impossible, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you struggle this and it's okay, you know, like don't feel embarrassing about it. It's okay. There's a way out, you know? And yeah, like if you really, really desperately need to fix that problem, definitely come join the program. I don't know, otherwise you're probably just wasting time, like yeah, just wasting time trying to fix yourself. That's it.
Yeah, man. That's you mentioned how long you tried two different coaches and you still couldn't do it. I tried for years trying to do it myself, and I was using pills. I used injections. I used mushroom blends and herbal medleys. I used everything thinking that that was going to actually solve my problem. And it wasn't until I learned now what I'm teaching that, I was chasing the wrong berry. I was going after all these things that, like the physical side, that were never ever going to help
Mhm.
me. My problem was psychological. Our problem was psychological. And so for guys to truly understand that if they go to the gym more, it's not going to fix their ED. If they change their diet and get all their correct minerals and supplements and vitamins, it's not going to fix their ED. It's the stuff that's going on inside here, that how they show up in the world and in the bedroom, that's actually the problem.
If you struggle with this problem, like don't feel bad. I mean, it's actually a really common problem that most people struggle with that because of pornography.
Yeah.
It's just that like, most people don't fucking talk about it. Like most people, like they don't mention about it because they're too scared. And yeah, I just want to say you're not alone, man. Like actually if you Google it, it's actually big percentage of people like actually uh been through ED in their life,
Mm-hmm.
but then they never mention about it. So don't think that you are like like a like a man who's missing something. You know, you're not. It's just common. It's common problem that people face. So
Right. Yeah.
so yeah.
And it's happening for guys who are younger and younger. Like the age keeps on getting younger because kids are getting cell phones when they're teenagers or lower. And by the time they're in their 20s, they can already have issues. And so that's
Mhm.
the sad part. But you're right, man. There's so many guys have it, but there's so many guys who won't get help, even though there's a solution. And so what would you say to some guy who's on the fence, like somebody who's maybe had a chat with me already and he's not sure if he should join or not? Like what do you think you'd say to him?
I would say really need to like give it a try, like it's you I mean, I understand where they're coming from because it's such a painful to acknowledge that, to be honest.
Mm,
Um, but then if you're already on the fence, you know there's a problem, then you need to take action. Otherwise, like you're not gonna fix that. There's no way you're gonna fix it yourself. It's really freaking hard. Like it's pretty much like impossible mission to kind of do it yourself. So if you struggle this the problem right now, like you need to get help. Like don't waste your time. Yeah, the more time you waste, it's not gonna help you at all. Um, at least do like a trial or something, like to
yeah,
see what's the result.
exactly. I love that, man. Thank you. And I think the reason why it's so hard is because guys will continue to take the same actions that led them to get to where they are. And maybe they might stop watching porn for a little bit, but then they'll get back into it. Like enough time will pass that they'll slip back into their old habits. And because it's not as easy as just not watching porn, but there's things that guys will do that led them to get to where they are that they need to stop doing and changing their behaviors. And that takes accountability, that takes a commitment, and it takes an investment to somebody who can hold you accountable to that. And that's kind of where I show up. Is there anything else you'd like to add on top of this?
I guess I just want to say that like if you suffer from this, yeah, I just want to say that like there's a hope.
Mm.
I mean at that moment you probably feel like there's no hope, but yeah, join the program. It's all in your control. You can do it. There's a hope, and you just got to put in the work, listen, put your ego aside, and yeah, your erection will come back.
Nice. Thanks,
That's
brother.
it.
I love it. It's true. The ego piece is huge because guys don't want to admit that they have a problem, and even though they know it, right? Even if they're married, they're going to bed every night not being able to make love to their wife, so they know there's a problem, but they don't want to actually face it and step into those emotions. And so I think once you guys can actually
Mhm.
learn to say, okay, I need some help, then they can actually take that first step to actually get the help they need. And I appreciate all your words, man, and I'm happy that I was able to help you go through this. And yeah, man, just thanks so much for this. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Eric.
So you're still here, and that means you want to know if it's possible for you to finally reverse your erectile dysfunction too, right? I think it's safe to assume that no one ever hit a home run while sitting on the bench, right? The only true way to know is to judge, not after contemplation, but after completion. So I told you before that the way to get the fastest results is by combining everything I talk about. So if you want the fastest results possible, if reversing your erectile dysfunction is something you're serious about, I want to help 10 men start off the new year and help them get back their strongest, healthiest erections of their entire lives. No magic, no potions, just real results. It's obviously going to cost you some money up front, but that's a question you got to ask yourself. Is your entire life ahead of you worth living with your healthiest erections of your entire life? Is that worth it for you? Is it worth paying money for? Is it worth the connection? Is it worth the passion? Is the intimacy with your girl worth it? According to my students, I don't charge enough. Based on the satisfaction that they now enjoy, I mean, it's hard to put a price tag on peace of mind. And when it transfers over to so many other areas of your life, it's not even fair to charge what it's actually worth, millions. So this first group of 10 guys obviously get the best price before I'm going to raise the price in a few weeks after the spots fill up. And since I'm only opening it up to 10 committed students, it's first come, first serve. I'm only one man. I'm not going to sacrifice the quality of my coaching container to spread myself more thin than just 10 men. So this is something that calls to you, right? You know you've been wanting to solve this problem, but you just didn't really know how. Well, here's how, and here's when, now, right? And here's to you stepping up and solving your problems and getting the help you need. I know my life completely changed for the better once I regained my erections again. And I truly want to help you to find your way back to your self-confidence, your high self-worth, and the love life that you designed based on your passions, and not one that was forced upon you due to the marketing cons of those major companies. All right, I truly know that I can help. If you're serious, I only accept applicants who first book a call with me. I think it's important that we get to know each other before we embark on this journey. If you're a good fit, we can talk about the next step and how you could become a student of Morningwood Academy. You can book a call in my calendar below, but just hurry as these spots are not gonna last. We're kicking off early next year, so you'll wanna have access to everything of the online pieces, and you'll be up to speed so that way you don't get left behind. Bro, click the link to sign up for a quick discovery call with me. This next year is all about playing offense in your life, right? We're creating new results, new possibilities, not defense, protecting what you have, or even worse, just watching your life pass as you sit on the bench of your life. Schedule your call. Let's get you past this stage once and for all. Much love.